Today's painting is literally 2 years in the making. Right now we're doing a painting of Lara Jacobs. I promised Lara a painting over 2 years ago. And now I feel that it's time to pay the piper, as her birthday will be coming up in the next couple of days. I've done many different kinds of paintings of Lara, but every single time it kind of goes off the rails. I've noticed that I always add either too much color, not enough color, or I tend to go overboard with it. So this time I'm going to be taking a lot more of a simple approach and creating something that's a lot more subtle and a lot more beautiful. Something that matches Lara's personality. Okay, this is just to bring you up to speed. Basically, Lara Jacobs is called the balancing goddess. She does a phenomenal show with the whole lot of palm fronds that she balances and free balances up to 3 meters, 3.5 meters I think, or 3 meters away from herself. It is mesmerizing and it's very, 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 very unbelievable to say anything less. It's one of the most beautiful acts I've seen in ever. And we actually ran into Lara at a function that we were doing for Tiger Brands. Cut a long story short, we were told that we weren't allowed to meet Lara because she was a recluse and she was an international performer and blah blah blah. And much like a lot of the South African celebrities that think the sun shines out of their asses, we kind of got the notion that Lara was the same. Right after we actually did our performance, one of the guys that we had actually spoken to and asked if we could meet her came to us with a long lip and said, Lara wants to meet you. But anyway, cut a long story even shorter. I promised Lara a painting. Her birthday is coming up, so I've just got to kind of wax this now. Time to get this painting done. And it took a long time. I've actually done about 3 or 4 paintings of Lara, and I hadn't really found the one that I felt described her properly. So this painting is going to be just that. I'm going with a lot softer tones than I did in the past. I'm going to be creating a lot more of a graphic novel feel, but with soft colors and soft splashes. Everything is just going to be soft, calm, and wonderful. Or it's going to look like a dog's balls. Sometimes you go too far with things and it's time to take a step back. What I mean is, with regard to this painting project in particular, I wanted to work on Lara as a muted color platform. I wanted to create something that was subtle and beautiful, almost angelic. I didn't really want to go too colorful, but every single time I've painted Lara, that's the exact direction I've gone. No matter what I do, no matter what I plan, I always seem to go too colorful, and I don't understand why, because I'm usually pretty structured as an artist, and I like to think of myself as a pretty stable person. But for some reason, every single time I do it, I add too much color. In this particular case, I got to a point where it was about 48 hours working on the actual painting. And I realized that it was now time to go to dinner, take a step back, look at it later on, and just evaluate if there's anything that needs correcting, if it was, if it needed a wiggle. Anyway, I came back, looked at it. There was a lot of corrections needed because unfortunately I'd been sitting in front of the image for too long and I'd overlooked a lot of stuff. I did not take into account that my tired psychosis would lead to a psychotic episode. And right after dinner, I came back and sat down again and tried to correct the problem. Dinner was lovely, thanks for asking. Okay, I've basically been sitting here for about an hour, staring at Lara, don't tell my wife, and looking at the painting I did. And you know what? Fresh perspective always helps. Observe. But I've worked out that there's a few changes that need to be done. With my handy chalk, basically sketched out all the areas that are not working for me. I'm just hoping that I haven't been overzealous with these lines, and if I have, let's just say it's going to be a really long night. The result was that it couldn't have been further from Lara's likeness, even though standing in front of it, it looked like the exact same image. One image was here and Lara was here, and there was, to me, very little difference. As a result, yeah, I kind of put my foot through the painting. Didn't get any footage of that though. Yeah, so I'm going to be starting that painting again right now. And sorry, what was that? Oh, what am I doing with the painting I did? Well, in most cases, in my workshop anyway, these things become tutus. Yeah, so it's a warning to other canvases because they can all see it. Behave yourself lest you become a tutu. Right, so let's start again, shall we? What I'm going to be doing this time is I'm not going to be using too much brushwork. Brushwork is not my forte. Except in my shows, that's where it's kind of handy because it's fast, it's easy to transport it. There's a lot of pluses to brushes. There really is. I love brushwork. I love other artists' brushwork. I'm mesmerized by artists left, right and center. And a lot of the time the brushwork I do is good. But I'm an airbrush artist. So today I'm going to be doing that. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be working just my airbrush. I'm going to create Lara's likeness. I'm going to paint her not as big on the canvas as I did before. I'm going to make her a lot smaller. I'm going to try and create a ink flow that's going to come from her aura. That's going to like separate from her and create this perfect shape, which will have Lara at the top and an ink flow at the bottom. I'm also going to try and do that quick enough so that I can edit the thing and get it on the YouTube channel this evening, and it's already 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it is Wednesday. Alright, so without further ado, I've got work to do. It really is very rewarding when things eventually work out for the best. I hope this has been just as educational for you as it has been for me. Lara, I truly hope that you enjoy your presents. I hope you like it. If there's anything you'd like changed, please let me know. But as far as this video is concerned, it's done. Happy birthday, Lara. Thank you, everybody. If you'd like to watch the previous one, here you go. If you'd like to watch the one that's coming next, here you go. I look forward to your comments down below. Or you can subscribe by clicking on the link. Auf Wiedersehen!